This video was sponsored by EA. Hey everybody, it's MoonLiteWolf, and I'm happy to bring you a brief introduction into some basic tips for the latest Cataclysm Anthem update. First things first, you guys might notice there's something brewing in the sky. A fine way to discover what that light show is all about is to continue your updated story quests, which will be led by first heading directly to Grandmaster Adams, where he can brief you on some brand new missions involving a manhunt to capture Dr. Harkin, a mad Dominion scientist who's believed to be responsible for the destruction of Freemark, which of course inadvertently creates the Heart of Rage. This story's expansion will help introduce you to some new exciting challenges, enemies, and collectibles. But of course, once completed, you'll be able to explore beyond the Anthem world to discover more that this update has to offer. While in Fort Tarsis, don't be shy to explore the new seasonal store as well, which can be viewed before or after completing the story missions. In here, you'll discover new loot that can only be purchased exclusively with the new crystal currency. This can only be earned through minor farming and free play, or from completing the newest story missions and from completing the Cataclysm itself. Hopping straight into free play, you'll notice the new events that pop up along with the world events. Apart from these world events with new enemies, missions, and crystals for harvest, you'll also notice a new icon that appears on your map. In order to check it out, you want to aim for the closest icon that has the symbol of a purple beacon. These are Anomalies, which are timed events that pop up every 20 minutes around the free play map. You're going to want to teleport over to the closest strider to check on these Anomaly, because these wait for no javelin, and you'll want to enter the portal before it closes. If you get there early, you'll notice a timer indicating how much time remains before the storm gate opens. You can use this time to destroy any enemies around the area, or maybe tackle a world event that might be conveniently close by. But once that gate opens, you'll have less than a minute to jump through the portal and start up the event. Once inside, you'll be given tasks that involve battling a variety of enemies, in between having to handle timed objectives like destroying the crystals, which are proven more effective if you take out the small crystals around the main base, and taking on the vicious bristleback, before the conjunction destabilizes. You go through 3 tiers of waves, and in between each, you'll unlock a single pre-spawn chest after you successfully completed each one. And of course, as always, these conjunctions are best handled with a large and well-coordinated team. So be sure to prepare a proper kit for priming and detonation, so you hear that sweet sound of combos chiming during all those epic fights. This can also be proven very effective, especially when you're playing on GM3 and you only have seconds left to perform that finishing move on the final boss.
Superb work! Bastion is free of the bristleback.
And now for the Cataclysm itself. Oh, but first, there's a few new aspects I think you should keep in mind. The Cataclysm is a race against time. And during this race, you're doing your best to accumulate points that will contribute to both the payout in crystals and added points for the leaderboards that do reset weekly. So you'll have to defend your title in order to stay above your friends for bragging rights. But this will be done much more effectively with a team of 4. You're going to want to have the speed and strength of a full team to make it through the Cataclysm at your fullest strength, regardless of the difficulty level. Something you want to keep in mind before hopping into the main event are the inversions, which will influence your gameplay. And for these limitations or boosts, you'll find yourself wanting to optimize your loadout before heading in with your team. So be sure to keep an eye on them because they do rotate weekly. Once you've entered the Cataclysm, you'll find a yellow bar that appears above the top of your screen. This is a stability meter, and it should be monitored regularly. For every time you step outside of a secure zone, such as one of those bubbles that you see lying around the map, you'll slowly be taking damage to your stability bar. And once completely drained, your health will diminish rapidly.
I'm in trouble here!
Or, when you see a ball of light such as this one, you'll need to burst it in order to restabilize the area. Just keep in mind, destroying this ball will actually lower your multiplier, and your multiplier will contribute to an increased rate of points earned throughout your journey. You'll even end up discovering some shiny new weaponry and components along the way to make your battles feel far more intense. There'll be many ways of racking up points while flying around the Cataclysm. By competing objectives,
One less crystal to worry about.
Puzzles, bonus challenges, and of course, accumulating as many kills as you can. Keep in mind, the higher your score, the higher your reward, so you're definitely going to want to have a high multiplier. Through trial and error, you'll learn a lot about the ways to increase your score, and how to cut down on the trial time during your runs. And of course, all things said and done in Anthem are enjoyed with a fully coordinated team, especially a team full of half-grabbed javelins. Now get out there, freelancers, and explore the new update to the world of Anthem.